Disclaimer: the following content contains several words that are not suitable for all ages. It also includes several acts of violence and/or swearing, probably. This is just your disclaimer, so watch at your own discretion. And welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Death Penalty. So, I've been thinking, and I know exactly what I should do with the Death Penalty series, because this is something my best friend Soul keeps bringing up, that, I shouldn't be able to call this series Death Penalty if there really isn't a penalty for dying. So, I have found the perfect workaround. You see, when I finally, and inevitably die in this series, I will, down an entire bottle of Sprite Cranberry. It's just what I'll do. Because, downing Sprite Cranberry just seems like a fun idea, I guess. Even though, I hate Sprite Cranberry. Utterly despise it.
Oh yeah!
Back, you fell beast. Back. So what did he drop? Blast protection, aqua affinity. Huh. That doesn't quite explain why he was, alive and, not on fire. But oh well, I guess. Wait, do I have any bones? So let's go cutting down some trees. Just like good old George Washington. Except, unlike George Washington, we're not gonna, tell our parents because we can't tell a lie. No, you see, we're just gonna cut down the trees because we require uniformity in this world. And where there is not uniformity, we will bring uniformity, because that is, of course, what everyone wants. If trees are too close together, we just gotta take away those trees. They have no right to exist. They're far too close together. I'm very tempted to just light these trees on fire to get rid of the leaves, because they're ugly and they just kind of hang around for far too long. But I also don't want to start a giant wildfire that will, burn down my village. I mean, the village. Not my village where I will one day establish my amazing utopia, where only the greatest villagers with the best prices can live, and if one villager makes a price too high, they, are murdered by, an absolute carnage machine of destruction and death. And or ousted into the nether. But that is that is a tale for the ages when we finally get there. It was probably nothing. Or at least nothing important. You dare attack me this early in the morning? No, you don't. Because I'm removing a menace to society called a tree. Speaking of, removing trees and the fact that they're a menace to my utopia that I will one day create here. Y'all remember the Lorax movie? Because, I remember it. Because back in middle school, that was, all the teachers would allow us to watch for some reason when we had a movie day, and it sucked. Speaking of which, that is another problem in of itself, is movie days in college. Because I hate them, because it becomes fairly obvious if they're having a movie day during class that they've run out of material for, you to, do for classwork. And they're just stretching this sucker out and wasting your money. Oh, look, fox. What does the fox say? Ah, yes. That meme will age well. Even though it's already a super outdated reference by the time this video is being filmed. So God knows how dated it's going to be by the time this releases. Also, does anyone remember the Stanley Parable? Or was that just me? Because that game was phenomenal, but it was like having an existential crisis, really. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no. I appear to have, lit a tree on fire. Well, I would say this is a problem, but, I mean, it's not really a problem now, is it? Because a problem would define that I'm going to attempt to fix it. That is not a problem I'm going to attempt to fix. That's one of those problems that you just gotta, like, live and let live, my man. If it burns down, it burns down. Who really cares? I'll give you a hint. I don't care. Because it was a tree that was living inside of another tree. And it failed to, oh no, it wasn't even living inside another tree. It was just, like, way too close to a tree. And see, the controlled fire strikes again. And the pumpkin patch was saved from the controlled fire. Because that's just what heroes do. So this is one thing I noticed, and I'm not sure that anyone really ever brings it up. Whenever you find diamonds, is it just me, or is it always around lava? I very rarely, if ever, find it, not surrounded by lava. Yeah, I gotta be careful with this, because dying would be an inconvenience, which is like the understatement of the century, it seems. But, you can only really say that in video games, like, oh yeah, dying would kind of be an inconvenience, because if you're talking about real life, I mean, you can say it would be kind of an inconvenience, but it sounds like it would be a major inconvenience, really. Considering, like, how in this playthrough, you only get one life, so why not live it to the fullest? That's right. We've gone from talking about philosophy from last time to existential dread. We're making progress with this series. Progress. And as everyone knows, the first sign of progress is fearing death, I guess. You were a kid once too, and to that I say no, I wasn't. You can't prove anything. You can't prove anything. No one can prove anything. Because you have no documentation that I was ever a child. Could have always been, like 20 years old. My friend claimed to be, 20, like, last year. Then this year he started claiming to be 21, and I'm like, come on, soul, which is it? Are you 20 or 21? Give me a straight answer. Come on. I want a straight answer. Which is it? Don't lie to me here. But he insists on lying to me. So, I just kind of accept it that he's never going to tell me the truth on that specific topic. And I never know what the answer is going to be when I ask him, so it's always kind of like a little bit of an adventure. Up here. Okay, so one thing I will give this game, that being Minecraft, it's got probably my favorite kind of level design, which is the Metroidvania and early Dark Souls level design of, you find a million different paths, and you're relieved when you finally come to a dead end, because that means you can, try one of the 500 different other paths that led you to this point that you found along the way. And I sound like a hypocrite saying this because I've never played the first Dark Souls. I've played the third one, and I got to about the second level, and I've enjoyed it so far. It's pretty nice. No, it's not bad. It's really good. But, it's hard and annoying. Well, hello there. What are llamas doing this far underground, I wonder? Brilliant AI. Brilliant. I was excited for a moment, and then I realized it's lapis lazuli. You know, the worst item that you can ever find, because you always think it's something much, much better than it actually is. Professional plumber. Yes. Can't believe I overlooked that. Perfect. Thank you, llamas.
I was excited for a moment, and I realized it's lapis lazuli. You know, the worst item that you can ever find, because you always think it's something much, much better than it actually is.
Do I want gold, or do I want the mystery of what could be in this cave? I want gold because it's useless, and your boy needs Reddit gold. I've never understood what Reddit gold was. I believe it's like a premium currency for Reddit, but what would you use it on? And down we go. No earthly idea of how we are ever going to get back. I used to think there was this thing in Minecraft where, like, if you accidentally built something that you really didn't want, you could, like, reverse it and get the materials back, but I realize now that if it ever was a feature, it definitely wouldn't be one now. Because what most people would use it for is you kill a mob, or you get, like, an armor plate close to breaking, and you just use that to get, like, an infinite amount of whatever resources you need. But a way they could potentially counter this is being like, oh yeah, said item has to have, like, full health or, like, half health or something. I mean, that would probably remedy that issue, but it would still be cool to see, even though it would hardly ever get used. Oh dear. Wonderful. Okay, so I've got 6 pieces from what I recall from the sacred texts. I'm going to need about 9, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I came looking for copper, but I found gold. Oh, that was a terrible joke. You know, you might not believe it, but currently I'm listening to screamo whilst doing a really mundane activity, and it is the funniest thing. Like, you wouldn't expect it to be as funny as it is still, because the amount of mundane things I've done whilst listening to screamo music is... whoo boy, it is intense. But, well, not intense, more like immense. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. And I do it often, but it is still funny, and I don't know why. Because you'd think the joke would get old by now, considering I've been doing this for years at this point, both consciously and unconsciously. But, still, it reminds me of that one playlist on YouTube that's like, death metal for you to study to. And it's making fun of that, lo-fi hip-hop station on YouTube, which, by the way, is great. But it's even better if it's raining, it's early in the morning and it's foggy, and your dog is lying on your bed and you can pet him. I mean, I can get about half of that as my little pupper is lying right next to me. He is just the cutest. Just, it's always better if you can do that, because I don't know what it is about it, but it always feels so relaxing, and it makes me happy. And I've never been able to quite pin down, like, why it makes me as happy as it does, but it really does. You know, I'm pretty sure this series is, at this point, just me rambling about random things whilst playing a really relaxing game. And most people who watch it should probably watch it as a podcast. Because, nothing super exciting ever really happens. An actual fight is occurring. And for this, any fight could technically, be the, series finale. I just fear the day that comes, because either number 1, I'll be burnt out on the series, and or number 2, the more likely one in my opinion, it'll be a complete accident, and it will happen really early in the video, because I'll be, like, really out of practice for wherever I am, and I'll die with, like, 10 minutes in, and I'll only be able to use 5 minutes of the actual footage, because the rest of the video is, like, super boring. Hey, maybe I'll do that thing Ricegum used to do, where he would, like, throw up a, still image for, like, 5 minutes. Because, thumbnail, I guess? Part of me thinks I should upload the unedited version of these videos, but I don't. The other part of me thinks, yeah, I really shouldn't, because number 1, that's really just like stretching out for content, and it's super boring. So I guess if you really want to see like an unedited one of these videos, because I record a lot of these like 1-2 hours at a time, and you get, like, the highlights of a 3-hour session, and if that's not long enough, I will then record another session, which is like another 2-3 hours when I get a chance, and once I do that, basically I'll record one of the 2-3 hour long sessions, and I'll notify you all when I do it in the video, but despite the notification, I will then cut that video up to a suitable length, and if it still isn't long enough, that's a third session. So far I've never had to like go into like three different 2 to 3 hour sessions. Well, hello there. You know, you might think that this is a complete waste of materials, but you would also be wrong. As, it's my iron, so you're wrong. Get out of here with your being wrong, please. I don't need that negativity in my life. Okay, now to, slaughter some animals in the best way possible, of course. By using iron blades. I mean, I don't need to, but it would make navigating this forest a lot easier if I just lit it on fire. Now, children, this is how you light a forest on fire. You can't just, light a little bit of it on fire. No. You see, you have to light a wildfire. Because if your fire isn't wild, it will, of course, die out. And if it dies out, that's a bit of a problem. Now, I did this in the middle of a rainstorm, which is probably the worst way to possibly do this. That won't matter in the end, because you're starting a wildfire, because you're trying to save the environment. That way you can navigate it. Because I forgot how flimsy flint and steel was. Also, never open your chest with flint and steel, because you have the ability of accidentally lighting it on fire. I learned that one the hard way a few years ago. Best moment of my playthrough that at the time. Hey there, pal. Okay, so do I have to nudge this guy? Ah! Stop attacking me, buddy! Get back here! What do you want? Yes! Come on! Yes! I know, buddy, but I finally got a fox. I'm happy with it. Let me have this, boy! You're a good dog. Good dog, okay? You're a good boy, and I love you. You're adorable, and I love you very much. Who's a good dog? Who's a good pupper? Oh, yeah, you're a good baby. Yes, you are. So, turns out getting a fox was a bust. And it ran off. I think I'm gonna watch the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies again tonight, because They were really good movies, if I'm being entirely honest. But more specifically, like, the first one is a great movie. The second one is one that I love it because it contains one of my favorite songs. The song "Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head." I love that song. It is an absolute bop. But like the first movie, in my opinion, is the best one because for years, like I didn't know that movie had a sequel, and then I heard that the third one existed, and I was really excited when I heard about that because, well, if there's a third one, there has to be a second one, so that must mean the second one was good. And then I found out how bad the third one was, and by the time I got around to like finally watching the second movie, uh, I was convinced Aunt May died because I was watching it with my brother, and he did this really weird thing that only kids with cable ever do, where we'd be watching something, then a commercial break happens, and my brother would then flip through the channels. Well, one day we started watching Spider-Man 2, and you know the scene where Aunt May is, falling to her death and Peter catches her and all that? Well, for us, like, it cut to commercial just as she was falling, and my brother turned the channel, and we just never went back to the channel that we were originally watching. I think it was Spike or something like that. So I was just convinced for years that Aunt May died, and it scarred me for life. So now every time I see that scene, I keep thinking that she just falls to her death. It's really stupid because it's not even close to alluded to. It's very much a whole, oh yeah, this is a bit of tension, but Spider-Man's gonna save her and all that. But no, not for me. For years, it was just like, yep, Aunt May just goes splat right there. And keep in mind, when I saw this, it was like years before I saw Spider-Man 3, because I don't think I actually fully sat down to watch Spider-Man 3 until I was at least 20, because I found all three movies on sale, and I was like, you know what? I want to watch some Spider-Man today, because I like Spider-Man. Specifically the Raimi films. I really enjoy them. Granted, I didn't know who Sam Raimi was, so I didn't have the context that I do now of, oh yeah, he directed the Evil Dead films. That will explain a lot of the, really just weird stuff in there. But no, I didn't have that context. Which was weird, because currently I'm like, I don't think I would enjoy the movies if I didn't know who Sam Raimi actually was. Ah, yes. This is the face that you want to see. The face of, deforestation. Just like throw up Smokey the Bear right there and be like, only you can prevent wildfires. Even though I indirectly caused that. My quest to do something pointless is not yet over, as I am one row down from what I need. I will have this, even if it destroys me in the end. Because there's nothing worth having unless you can get your iron walkway and, become a god among men. Because what's the point in living if I can't destroy... Kitty! Like, I was about to go into, like, a horrific monologue, and then I found out... And it's got Anachroma Iridium! Oh! I'm doing this for your own good, cat. Okay, so let's check up on Schrodinger's cat that I basically, encased in graphite. Schrodinger's cat is both dead and alive at the same time. Schrodinger's cat is both dead and gone at the exact same time. Kitty, see? Good fish. You want some? Wait, I need salmon. What? I don't have salmon? That is such bull! I could have swore I caught salmon. Oh, I see. Can't be hungry when I do it. Relax, kitty. I will get you food, don't worry. Much as the next guy. I also don't want to die. Trying to get a cat. I was hit so hard by a creeper, it knocked me out of my preferred camera. Are you kidding me? Anyone remember that, Rihanna hit Disturbia? I remember that song being really good when I was a kid, and, you know, hearing it as an adult, I'm like, man, why was I allowed to listen to this as a kid? That's really messed up, actually. Welcome to the jungle. We got bamboo game. Man, this is a lot of bamboo. It's like a bamboo forest in here, which I'm pretty sure is like actually what this is. Kitty, kitty, come here. I has food. I has cheeseburger. I got old memes if you want those. I got memes so old they actually have died and gone to the afterlife. Because it seems to be very discreetly, you know, trying to kill me. You know, be a ginormous environmental hazard. Kind of like me. Because, you know, is this payback for me, you know, burning the forest? A la Smokey Bear? But why does it have to be Smokey? Why isn't it, like, you know, Smokelina? Or, you know, Smokette? Why is it Smokey? Come to think of it, why doesn't Smokey the Bear wear a shirt? Because if you say, oh, it's because he's a cartoon bear, excuse me, he wears pants. So, I won't accept the excuse of, oh, he's a cartoon bear for why he doesn't wear, you know, a shirt. Because he obviously knows what clothes are. He wears pants. And only pants. Put on a shirt. And a pair of shoes, for that matter. I forget whether Smokey wears boots or not. It's been a while since I've seen one of his advertisements. Forest fires because it was beaten into my head in elementary school. Both literally and figuratively. Seriously, I couldn't even get a baby fox this video. How am I gonna, you know, become a beast tamer slowly but surely? Because what other way is there to play Pokemon? I mean, play Minecraft than to act as though it is Pokemon. If there is, I don't know of one. Maybe next time we'll get a cat. Peace.